Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm so glad I've already got people in the chat. Heather, Nicola, Tara, good morning. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so sorry. I have a tickle in my throat. I have allergies, and I swear they're trying to just make me not be able to talk. We're going to make a couple cards today using brand new products from Hero Arts that are being released today. They should be out right now. I do have everything linked and listed for you guys below in the description. I do get affiliate links, but it does not cost you guys anything to use. So if you use them, thank you very much, because that's how I get paid. That's it. This is my job. That's how I get paid. So anyways, we're going to do some stenciling, die cutting, foiling. I've got 3 products I'm going to share with you. They're really super pretty. And so, yeah, when you guys hop on, say, hey, let me know. How's it going with you? How has your week been? I feel like this week has gone really, really fast for me. Even my husband too. I feel like it should be Friday, although I'm very glad it's Friday because I need it to be the weekend. Yeah, so that really kind of a good week. The weather's nice. It's gonna be windy the next 3 days here. Pretty windy. And then I think like Monday or Tuesday it's supposed to rain / snow, but I don't think it's gonna snow. I don't think it's gonna get that cold. So yes, happy Friday, Heather. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start flipping this around. We're just going to start. I'm sure more people are going to join as we go. Let me do all cameras. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to be working with today. Of course, I can't just do one card. Oh, I'm missing some pieces, but I'll show you those because I have them tucked away. So we have these floral dies here, and I don't know about you. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I decided to get a tickle like 2 minutes before I decided to go live. And I feel like my camera might be a little crooked, so let me adjust it. I'm so sorry. It is a little bit crooked. Okay. Tara's getting my pre-op testing done for surgery next week. Oh my goodness. I hope it's not. I hope it's going to be good when your surgery is done, Tara. And I'll be praying about that for you, actually. So I hope all of that goes well. And getting all of your pre-op testing, I hope that goes quickly. And I hope that you recover well. And yeah, so I'll be praying about that for you. I don't know about you guys, but I don't ever get my die cuts put back on here unless they have like the little drawn outlines. They always look funky. So anyways, we've got die cuts. We've got a press plate, but you can also foil with it. So we're going to be foiling with that. And then we have this 4-layered stencil. And I've already done one of the stenciling pieces for one of the cards, but then we're going to do more to this. So this is what the stencil looks like. And it is really so pretty. So we're going to do that. And then there's coordinating dies for the so you can better press this with ink. Thank you. Or you can foil it. So I'm going to foil it. And of course I'm going to do gold foil. Thanks. I'm just getting an internal pump changed out. Okay. So then that should go well and easy and quick. And is the recovery quick? And you don't have to tell me that that's too personal. I'm kind of an open book, but not everyone is. So if you don't feel like you want to answer that, you do not have to. Okie dokie. So of course I did my prep work. What did you go to? You went to this. So let's start with our stenciling of our other cards. So this first card that I stenciled, I used Gina K's Sea Glass and Turquoise Sea. Thank you, Heather, for this first one, along with, for the green, I have everything piled up, so sorry, Applemint and grass green. So that's what I did for the green. So I'm going to use the same greens. We're just going to do a different color background for this card. Because, you know, I've talked about it. I don't mind doing mass producing if I can do something a little different. So Coral Reef and Sunkissed Coral is what we're going to be using. Let me get out my written over here. Okay. Make sure I have this. So this is a grip mate from scrapbook.com. I think I need to clean it more. but it's pretty darn sticky. Sorry, my husband brought me in a cough drop, so I'm going to do that because it's just so tickly right now. Hello, Shar. Thank you. I'm going to stick that in my cheek and maybe that'll help me not have this tickle. So these stencils, I don't remember the names of these, you guys. They are linked and listed. I'm so sorry. But these are, oh my gosh, the name. Hold on. I'm going to find it really quick because, okay, this is the Lotus Field Layering Stencil. Then there's the Lovely Labels Letterpress Foil and Cut. And then the die cut is the Lotus Flower Dies. I got it figured out. Okay, let me get back where I need to be. So they're numbered, 4 stencils, but maybe I don't have them in order. Nope, I have them turned over. So we're going to start with stencil 1. And it's a little bit bigger than an A2 sized. So I'm just going to kind of line it up how I want to line it up. But there's little registration marks in the corners, so that way we can know where to line up the next stencils. Let me get my little blender tool here. Okay, does anyone have any plans for this weekend? I did work on my dollhouse last weekend. My husband was very kind and took off all the icky stuff, sanded a lot of things. I still have to work on some sandpaper. Nope, some wallpaper. I'm going to start with Sunkissed Coral. And so I think we're going to work on some of that this weekend. And then I used my laser cut machine to cut a piece of furniture, which I should have brought in here to share with everybody, but I forgot. Okay. I'm going to tap some of this ink off. And then I'm just going to start ink blending, and I'm just going to go in one direction and the other. Where did I learn that from? Gina K. I love these corally colors. I think they're so pretty. I think we're also going to try to get some weeds out of our yard because spring came early. Yes, Heather, it is going to be fun. Maybe I'll paint that little piece of furniture too, so we'll see. And this is not the full product release of this one, and then there's another release of other products from Hero Arts. I should mow the back lawn, but we'll probably craft it's supposed to rain anyways. That sounds way more fun. Way more fun. Now let me put my little registration marks on here so I kind of know where I'm putting this back to. There's also registration marks on the stencil, I believe. You can kind of see where things are lined up. Oh, I have a little bit of a smudge right there. That is okay. My son turned 16 yesterday and I'm taking him and some friends to a movie. Oh, Heather, that's fun. That will be a really good time. How fun for your son. Is he driving? Is he excited about driving or not? My oldest, of course, was. My daughter, she didn't get to drive very long before we found out she had epilepsy. She was just getting her learner's permit. And my youngest son didn't really care to for a while. Like, we had to force him to drive. I'm like, you're driving. And he's really funny because he drives like a grandma. It's so funny. Okay, this is Coral Reef. I think I'm going to spit out this coffee. Okay. It's like I can't talk with that in my mouth. I feel like it's too loud. Okay, so let's do our second layer. So obviously it's going to go a bit darker. It may be off a little bit, but that's okay. I love that this is a full background stencil. He's learning but not excited about it. I don't even understand that. I just, you know, everyone was always excited about driving. So I don't understand the not being excited about it. But I'm happy that my youngest son drives like a grandma, and it's really funny. Like, he drives like a grandma. It's so funny. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our greens, because that's the next 2 stencils. Let me switch out all my stuff. I'm going to clean up this back here. Oh no, I don't want to do that. That was silly. Well, I'll line it up. I just don't want that orange getting mixed in my green. And I just realized I moved my registration marks, but I think it'll be fine. We'll be able to get it lined up just fine. Heather says, I don't understand it, but my husband and I couldn't wait to drive for freedom. I know. So fun. So fun. Maybe once he has it, once he learns how to do it, then he won't feel, maybe he'll feel like, oh yeah, this is fun. That's kind of what happened with our son. Although, I will say, I am not lining this up well, number 1. There we go. He was okay with it once he started driving, but then he didn't want to go anywhere. I'm like, you don't want to go just drive somewhere? And he's like, no. It was just so funny. Sorry, it's taking me a minute to get it because what did I do? I messed everything up. Nope, that's wrong. Get it together, Joy. You couldn't wait to just go drive in? Or like, do you need me to go to the grocery store? Yeah, let's go. I'll drive. That's kind of funny. We will not be here all day. I'm either going to just let it be what it is and move on. And I think, don't know why this part is not doing what I want it to do. There we go. I think I got it. There we go. Finally. That is funny. I have a feeling mine will drive like that too. Yeah, that's what you're hoping for, I bet. Because you're like, get out of the house. Go do something fun. You're always here. Not that you don't love your kids and you don't want to be around them, because I always want to be around my children. But every once in a while, you're like, in a nice way, get a life, right? Okay, so I'm going to start with the Applemint first. We're going to color these leaves here and stems. And then when we come in with there's another stencil, so there's more of a detail. But before I change this stencil out, I'm going to add a little bit of shading to some of these bigger areas. What is this? Grass green, not green grass. I think I keep calling it green grass. It's grass green. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, before I switch this out, let me bring this in. Ooh. And then we're just going to add a little bit of shading. And then we have some more ink blending to do. So we'll get that going. But I'm going to do it just here at the bottom of some of these little leaves. They're kind of fun shaped leaves too. Okay, so I still need that out. Let me mark my squares. I remember, I learned how to drive, and my parents had a big old kidnapper van, and it was ugly. And I learned how to drive in that, and they also had a big old, I can't remember what the car was, but long. My parents liked big long vehicles. So I really can drive anything because I learned how to drive in such big cars. And I gave my parents the money. I saved up some money, and I think they put some money in and went and got a car for me. Why I trusted this, I'll never know. They came back with the biggest, ugliest brown, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name right now of what the car is called. Because I have perimenopause. I can't think of anything. Oh, no power steering. That's rough. Create by hand. Thank you. And thanks for joining. So they brought back this hoopty, just ugly, ugly, ugly car. And I'm like, all my friends are driving cute cars. I have a friend whose parents, like, she came later in their life and they were old and they had really nice convertibles. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So we're going to ink blend some die cuts before we do stuff with our backgrounds, which is going to be fun. So anyway, she had a convertible. My other friend, it was ugly, but it was a little car. And here I am driving this boat, this huge tuna boat. And, hold on one second. Let me grab my things here because I can't talk and do it at the same time, apparently. And I just wanted to cry. And so I said, how about you guys keep this car and I'll drive the van? That's how ugly that car was, that I would drive the van before I wanted to drive that car that they got me. And I wasn't trying to be ungrateful, but it was horrible. It was just the worst car ever. Okay, let's do, I think I'm going to go Applemint on these guys, and then I think I'll do grass green on these ones. Let me clean this off just a little bit. That'd be hard to learn with no power steering. My cousin had a car with no power steering. We lived on a cul-de-sac, and it just took him days to get that sucker to turn. Okay, so let's start here. And I'm just going to kind of tap it because it's so delicate that I don't want to rip the stencil. Ooh, that's a pretty. And this has a little bit of variation because I try not to get it like a solid color. I know my friend had one like that too. Yeah, it was awful. One of my best friends had one like that. I met her like in my early 20s. And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, you have an ugly one too. I didn't feel so, and hers was worse because like her window didn't roll up, and we went through the car wash, and that's how I found out. And I had my arms and my feet up in the window with a towel trying to get the water to not come in and shoot me in the face or in the car wash. It was funny. They are pretty die cuts, Heather. They are. I love them. Okay. Let's do, I think these are all my leaves. Just making sure. I think so. So now let's do the grass green. That's such a pretty color too. They're just kind of fun leaves. Very, very different. I'm just going to go a little darker at the bottom. You could do this with the two colors of ink too. You could do two-toned. I think I'm just going to go like that. Oh yeah, it was so funny. We were laughing so hard because I think she forgot that I didn't know that happened. And of course I didn't know. So I got shot in the face with the car wash water, and it was a good time. Okay. Let's get this last little guy. And I've got some stems. I think I'm going to do the stems in this darker green as well. And then this won't dry as splotchy because it is a dye ink, so it'll be a little bit smoother. Okay, let me get these guys out. Got 3 of these. And then there's also a little tiny, but like there's a few different, like 3 different size flowers, I think. So we're going to be using all 3 on 2 different cards. And again, this is a new release that just got released today from Here on Works, or part of a new release. Okay, let me clean this up and then we will get working on some flowers. I did put one of the big flowers together. Let me show you. One of the big lotus flowers. Isn't that so pretty? Of course, with the corally colors. We're going to do coral and teal. All right. Wipe that off one more time. I went and grabbed a Starbucks this morning. They just built a Starbucks like a minute from my house. We live in a smaller town that goes with that. That the Starbucks is on the complete end of town, which takes like 10-ish minutes to get there, so it's not horrible. But to have it 1 minute from your house is way better. Okay, let me get these guys in here. I'm just trying to think. You guys are turquoise ones. Okay. Thank you, Heather. I love them too. They're so pretty. Let me get this piece here. I'm going to do one flower at a time so I don't get all the hair is like tickling me in my ear. It's driving me crazy. Or it's allergies. One of the two. Okay, let's start with, I think I'm doing 2 those size. Okay. Let's start with the sea glass, which is such a pretty color. My little granddaughter went on her little first field trip yesterday, and my daughter-in-law obviously took her, or went, and then my little grandson went. And he's just sitting there clapping the whole time. They went to the fire department, which was really cute. And he's going to be 2 on Monday, and he's just clapping the whole time, thinking it's just the cutest, the funnest thing. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the lightest color. And this is like a layering die. And I'm just going to get our base color on here. And then we'll come back and add the darker color for some shading. So I'm just going to do that for all of these. But I'm going to keep them together so I don't have to try to figure out what goes where. Let me get this one. I have 2 of the medium ones. I'll leave that white. Let me grab this other one. These fun little pieces. I love how these layer together. Yeah, it was so cute. He's such a little cutie. I don't want that piece. Oh, I only have one of you. We'll have to figure that out. Oh, okay. So let's get the light color going on here. So we're gonna do some different things to the backgrounds. And the floral arrangements are going to be laid out differently. So even though we're using the same products, we're going to make them look a little bit different. Which I don't know about you, but I kind of like that. I think that's fun to take those same set of products. Even if it's, again, similar, you can do something else with it. I think I'm not going to do that little flower. I think I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3 because I've got the leaves. I think that's what we're going to do. No, I'm going to do the little flower. Let me pull this little guy out. Just do it. It's already die cut. Oh, right. Okay, so let's get this going. My chickens are out there clucking so loud right now. Oh, there's the other piece. I do have it. All right. We've got that. Now let's bring in our darker color. Turquoise Sea. The names are just so fabulous. And I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm just going to get the corner of my ink pad with that and just get a little bit. I don't even know that you're going to see it on that back piece, but I'm coloring it anyways. A little bit in the center there. So just kind of adding it at the base of the leaves. I think you go like this. This one's going to be front. Okay. And then let's work on our medium-sized flowers. Actually, this piece right here, I'm going to go kind of dark on because it's a layering piece to this piece. So I'm going to go a bit darker on that. I'm actually going to go dark there. And on that one too. Okay. Pretty simple. Pretty easy to do. Deborah, hands of praise. Hello, good morning. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Shar. Yeah, I'm loving these colors. Loving these colors. Good, that's the right end. Go darker on this little piece. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, no, I forgot this one. Okay. We've got all of those. Let me just get them back in here, and then we've got one other flower we're going to ink blend with the coral inks. How pretty, huh? Let me get all these guys together. I love these little stack and sort trays. I am so glad that scrapbook.com came out with them because it is so nice to have all your little die cut pieces in one spot. And you don't lose them. Hugs back to you, Deborah. Hugs back to you. All right, let me just wipe this off and then let's do our next one. Keeping it kind of simple. All right, have you guys been watching any good shows lately? I found one on Netflix that's like from 2015. It's 5 seasons. It's called Falling Skies. And I'm really, really liking it. Okay, so we're just going to do one big flower. I already have one over here that I did because I wanted to see how it looked when it came together. So let's bring those guys back in. Okay. Let's start with the lighter one. Let me clean off my brush roller, my thing. The trays are great. Yes, they are, Heather. I have them in the small and the large. And now they have the little silicone mats to go inside. I just have them for my big ones. I need to get them for my little ones too. But then your stuff doesn't slide around, which is actually really nice if you have like your little pieces laid out. Then they're just going to stick to it and not move, which I like that idea. Okay, let's start with that lightest color. Oh, the corals are so pretty. All right. So I'm already on season 2. I just started it probably like a week ago. I'm already on season 2. In the evening time when I'm tired, I'm watching that. Okay, let's go with a darker coral reef. Just going to go a little bit, of course, again at the bottom. Look how pretty that is. I am loving it. I think I'm going to make bread this weekend. We've been out of bread for a week. So I think I'm going to make some of that. My husband wants some cookies. Maybe I'll make some cookies. Okay, that is done. Let me get this wiped up and then we can put those together. We got some foiling to do, some foiling of some sentiments. I love hot foil. I'm using the Glimmer hot foil system from Spellbinders. Oh, geez. Hold on, my stuff is sliding around everywhere. Vaughn Marie, hello. I'm glad you caught live too. Thank you. Fresh bread makes the house smell so good. Yes, it does. And I'm just doing like a French bread. And I'll do it in, weirdly, regular loaf pans. And then but I put a loaf pan on top. So it's kind of like putting it in a Dutch oven. And then I have a Dutch oven that I put my round one in. And turns out so yummy. I love it. All right, so you have this little piece here that I'm leaving white. You could color it yellow or whatever, but I'm going to leave it white. So let's put this together. I can remember how this goes. Okay. Nope. Let's start with our back centerpiece. And it has little registration marks so you know that this next piece kind of goes underneath it and where that lies. So I like to make like a few few loaves. Oops. At one time. I think I end up doing like 3. I've got those little flower or the proofing baskets. And it just goes really fast. And then you have yum delicious bread. All right. Let's get all of our die cuts put together. And I'm just putting glue. I say this all the time when I'm doing my layering dies. I just like to put glue kind of just at the base in the center because then the edges lift up. They're not glued, you know, from end to end stuck down. Because then that gives you dimension without having to put foam adhesive. Not that I hate foam adhesive because I love foam adhesive. Let me get this placed down. Cute, cute. Vaughn Marie sounds good. I'm hungry. I know, right? I love bread so much. And I use, oh, hold on. Getting ahead of myself. I use Italian flour. 00. Imported from Italy. Because I've heard this from other people, and for me, it's true. Because I get AFib, and regular bread can definitely trigger that. Italian bread or Italian flour absolutely does not. Italian pasta, if it's made in Italy and imported, it does not. Oh, look at how pretty that is. So I use that for all of my baked goods, and it turns out so delish. Okay, got a few more flowers to put together, so let's do these. I might have to pull up my photo so I can remember how the middle ones go. Let's see. There we go. I might need that. All right, so let's do this again. I make cinnamon rolls and cookies and all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Vaughn Marie. I appreciate it. These little dies are great. I love a good layering die. I just love how much detail you get with it. And it makes such a pretty die. All right. Get that one there. Let's get our little center in. Ouch. And then we'll add that. Oh, I love it in the teal. Oh my gosh, yes, that's so pretty. All right. This is the middle flower. Let's get that. There's all the pieces that I need. Okay. I think this one might go on first. Yep. Okay. So we're going to put this little kind of V-shaped one on first. This one. Yeah. Pretty, pretty flowers. Oh, maybe this was supposed to go on. Nope. Okay, so this little tiny piece here is going to go, and I'm going to add glue to the ends of this one because it's just like this darker piece, like a shadow piece that goes here. Oops. Get some of that glue off of there. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. It's so funny. Okay. I almost think I should have put this one down first. Yep. Lift that up a little. I will do that right on the next one. Okay. Then I have this little tiny piece here that goes here. And I just left that white too. Again, you could color this a different color, but I just chose to leave it white. And then we're going to add a little glue here. And then this is part of that centerpiece. That's going to go there. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. That's a fun one. Let's do one more of those, and then we have that little guy. And then we can get on to the next phase of this card, which we're going to do our hot foiling. So I'm actually going to turn that. I'm going to turn my Glimmer hot foil system on. I have it right here. You know what? I'm going to put this little guy on so I don't forget. And like I mentioned, it's Letterpress plates and die cuts, but you know, you can foil with it too. And I love to foil. I think foiling looks so pretty. Okay. I love teal. This is great. I love teal too. It's my favorite. Aquamarine, teals. Just, I love them all. I like mine to lean a little more towards the green side, which is probably why aquamarine is my more favorite. Oh, I gotta put that. Gotta put this detail piece on that. Yeah, I love it. Put that guy on there. They're so fun. Okay, we have our little pieces here. Let's glue them together, and then we'll put our little tiny one together, a little bud. Okay. Yes, green has become my favorite lately. It's so pretty. My youngest son, that's his favorite color, is green. But he likes like the darker or muted kind of greens. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it with the white center. Okay. Get these little guys out of here. All right, let me see how that one goes. Okay. Pretty simple. I'm going to put that littlest piece on first. That was a whole lot of glue. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to put this center one in. Super simple. And you just kind of follow that bigger, you know, that background piece. Really makes it simple to know where everything needs to lie down. Okie dokie. Those are done. So we're just going to do sentiments. Let me move my die cut stuff out of the way. So let's bring this guy in. And I'm going to clean my hand off because I have glue everywhere. All the fun with the liquid glue, right? I'm using a thicker cardstock. I like to use scrapbook.com's mixed media cardstock because it's really, really thick, which is really fantastic. So let me pull them out. So I have other sentiment. So you have this piece here. I have another sentiment. And then you have this piece here with another sentiment. So they have some different detail. Then you have your die cut piece and all of your die cut sentiment pieces. Beth, hello. Hi, friends. Joining late, enjoying pedicure while watching. Well, that's always fun. That is always fun. Okay, so I'm going to do that and this. So this says, endlessly grateful for you. We have, I do not know what I would do with, or I don't know what I would do without you. Thank you for everything. And then so sorry for your loss. So some really good, really, really good sentiments. So I'm kind of thinking how I want to do this. I think I want to, okay, I'm going to tape these in. This one is going to go this way. I want this one to be up and down. And then I want this sentiment kind of more towards the top because of how my layout's going to be. So I'm going to get this taped down. I want to create a little hinge. Actually, I'm going to do this longer piece. I'm going to make sure things are as straight as I'm going to scooch this down because actually I'm going to use the die cut too. So let me scooch this kind of away from the edge. And I'm going to create a hinge with my tape just in case if you don't get a good solid foiled image, then you can just keep your plates in the same spot and then just add another piece of foil. Vaughn Marie says, sounds fun to Beth. Oh, my friend Marisha's here. Hello, friend. I'm so glad you're here. We are just going to be doing some foiling. I'm going to make sure that I feel like it's crooked and it's not. Okay. Sorry my head's in the way. I think I'm going to scooch this over a little. Okay. So I want this to go back behind my cardstock. I celebrated my 50th birthday on Wednesday. Present to myself. Happy birthday. Oh my goodness. I'm going to turn 50 this year. November 1st, I will be turning 50. How does it feel? Beth, how does it feel? Marisha, you're so cute. Von Marie says, happy birthday, Beth. Yes, happy birthday. That is so cool. Okay, I'm going to lift this up just a little. Is this foil piece? Oh, this might be big enough. Oh, that moved. I think I'm going to have to do this separately. No, I don't want to do it separately. Yes, I'm going to do this first, then I'm going to do that one. That's what I'm going to do because I just don't want to mess it up. Otherwise, I'll just take even longer. So let me get this one here, and then I'm going to do the other one on the same paper. I don't need a piece quite that big. If you haven't foiled with this Glimmer machine, you need to have the pretty side of the foil to the embossing plate. Or the embossing plate. To the foil plate. Okay, let me turn this around. We're going to go here. I'm going to center that. Just going to eyeball it, and then we'll do the second half. Okay. Let's make a hinge. It's great, is it? Okay, I'm glad. I remember when I turned 40, I literally had a panic attack that 50 was 10 years away, and I'm like, how are we here already? How are we already at? I'm going to be 50 this year. Okay, so we're going to let this, we're going to do that one first, and then we will do the other part because this is live. I want it to go good. If I was just filming a regular video, then I could redo it 12,000 times and just edit that out. But there's no editing today. Oh, everyone's given Beth, Beverly, hello. Given Beth birthday wishes. That is so awesome. So we're the same age, Beth. We're the same age. You're just barely older than me. So I've got my little blinky light. We're just waiting for that to go through or to stop blinking. We'll run that through. Then we'll do the frames. Then we'll do die cutting. And then we'll start putting the rest of the stuff together. Because I've got some fun stuff for the backgrounds. I dusted off this machine the other day, Von Marie says, and did this wrong. I had to redo and my plate is blue foil now. It's okay. I have foil on mine. I have foil. It's okay. Okay. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. I do like to go kind of slow forward and back to give it time to just really get that foil on there. And sometimes you need a paper shim. I'm hoping I don't need a paper shim because that cardstock is pretty thick. We will see though. Let's scooch that over for a second. We're going to say please, please, please. It's a little bit light in some of the areas, but it's also really thin. And I am okay with that. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. Okay. I knew there was a reason we were kindred spirits. There you go, Beth. That's why. That is why. Oh, yes. Gorgeous. I love a good, like, thin sentiment. Let me get this off here. Now we're going to do our frames. And these can be foiled too. And I'm going to make sure I don't get tape. I think I'm going to do a hinge off of this side because it's bigger and then I think it won't go so crooked. All right. Straight, Joy, straight. I'm going to scooch. Sorry if my head's in the way. I'm so sorry. Gizmo. Okay, I think we're okay. Well, I think I went crooked. I tell you guys, I'm crooked all the time. No, I'm going to go here. I think we're pretty good. Bon Marie says, me too. I love sentiments. Yep. Okay. Then let's do this one. I'm just using low-tack tape. This one I do want it to be centered right in the middle. Okay. Let my dog out. Go in. He must hear my son getting up or something. All right, so let's cut us some foil. That is a funky piece of foil. We don't want that. Let's go here. And I'm just using matte. I've been loving the matte foil lately. I don't know why I can't cut something good, though. Like, really, really loving the matte foil. Joy Baldwin. Let me try that one more time. I think that's just not sticking because it's not long enough as far as my hinge is concerned. I'm going to go here, making sure I'm not getting onto my foil. Let's try that again. No, don't come off. I don't need to cry on a live, but that might be what's happening. One more time. One more time. I know what I'm going to do. Maybe it'll work. Okay. And then I'm going to do another piece that hinges around. So I'm going to double piece this. I think that might work. Okay. I hope. Okay. Now let me get one more piece. Do they have a matte embossing powder on the market? Oh. You know, I would imagine they would. I don't know for sure, but I feel like someone should. All right, let me add another piece on this one. I don't want the same thing happening. Okay. I've never had so much trouble with a hinge in my life. You know why? Because it's live. Okay. I'm just worried this one is crooked, but what are you going to do? Okay. There we go. That is going to start doing its thing. No crying and crafting, only joy. Joy. I know. I've been very weepy this week. I've been very, very, very cry this week. So, which is weird because I've never been a crier in my life. I mean, you know, we have hard things. We've lost our daughter. Of course, that's going to make you cry. But perimenopause makes me very, very weepy. And I'm like, you've got to get a grip, Joy. Jeez. Okay. So we're going to let that do its thing for a second. Well, I'm not going to do that yet. We're going to do some embossing with embossing folders. We're going to do some on vellum. And you know what? And we're going to trim this card panel down because I have some fun things for this one. I just was trying to think of different ways to have your background with like a full background stencil. Not that it's not okay to just have, you know, that be your background, but I was trying to think of, you know, something else we could do that would make it kind of interesting. Oh, Create by Hand says, I so want this Lotus set on my wish list. You make it look easy. It really was easy. It really was easy. Okay. Fingers crossed. I really want those frames on there. Please, please, please. Okay. Let me just pull this out. Oh, we're good. Oh, ooh, it's so pretty. No crying about that one. We're good. Let me just get this stuff off of there so I don't lose that. Please, please, please be straight. Oh, it is. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. You got it. Seriously. Look at how pretty those are with the foil. And they're so, it's so thin. I love that. So let's get the die. Now, you could also, I think this is pushed over a little. I don't care. I'm going to put a flower around it. Who cares, right? You can use these dies to die cut out the sentiments and then die cut out your frame around this and then adhere your sentiments on there. But I kind of wanted it to all be in one, but you can do that, which I think is really fantastic. Or you don't even have to use the frame foiling at all either. So that's kind of awesome. Let's just run this through. We're done foiling. Let me get that out of my way. And then let's tape this down. Again, not getting it on the foiling because it can, even though this is low tack tape, it can lift it up. Okay, let me get my other stuff from over here. Thank you, Beth. Yeah, they turned out good. I'm really thankful. It's just the worst nightmare on live when things don't go. That's your only plan. Like, I don't have another sentiment. Okay. Let's die cut this out. Oh, don't get something funky in there. Okay. There's that one. Oh, I love it. And then let's do this one. Thank you, Vaughn Marie. Well, not thank you. I love them too is what I meant to say. Just scooch this over. Okay. Let's get that down. One more time. So I thought it would be fun to bring in embossing folders into the mix here. I think it could be fun to run the whole background image through an embossing folder. I think that could be a lot of fun. We're going to do that, but then we're going to trim it out a little. And then I want to emboss some vellum because I love how embossed vellum looks. And we're going to add that as well. So this guy here, you know what? I'm going to move, hold on. I'm going to move my Glimmer system out of the way. Cheap. All right, plug my computer back in. Okay, so I love this Honeybee Stamps embossing folder. First, I want to trim this down slightly smaller. I think I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch on all sides. I think you go, yeah, because then we're gonna make slices out of this after we run it through our embossing folder. Oh, sorry, let me get my photo of what I laid out. Okay, yeah, that one goes to that. Okay, so let's go 1/4 of an inch. On all sides. Okay, so now, did you stencil that background? Yes, Beth, I stenciled this one. It's a 4-layering stencil, a 4 layering stencil, has 4 stencils. And I did this one too. I didn't do this one on camera. I did this one on camera. Super easy. Super, super easy stenciling. Okay, let me see the measurement on this. So 5 divided by 4 would be what, like 4.3? Or I could just do 5 and that would make my life easier. 5 1-inch things. I think that's what I'll do, but I'll do that in a minute. Okay, I'm going to use this embossing folder. This is the Burlap embossing folder from Honeybee Stamps, and I just thought it would be really fun to emboss this. So let me do that. That stays in there. And run this through. So that's going to give this some texture. And then we're going to make strips with it. It's going to go on our back. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, look at that texture. You could stamp on this. Gina K has that, what is it called? The gauze background. You could stamp over this with a really light color, and like that would be really pretty too, but how fun is that? So that's going to be this one. And then I want to trim this out. So we're going to do 1-inch segments. That's going to make my life so much easier. And then I don't have to do hard math. That's the top. Another 1 inch. Okay. All right. Char says, wow, Von Marie, beautiful background. Yeah, I think this, I don't know, embossing it is just like a whole other game changer. Look at how pretty that is. I love that. I need, because we're going to add it to this. I want to be able to make sure that there's a little bit of separation between each one. I think there will be, so we'll scooch it up. And it'll be white. You could do a colored background, but I like the white in between. So cutting it down smaller gave us some room. And I probably didn't have to cut it down that small on the sides. If you want it perfectly even around, you have to figure out that math. I'm not trying to figure out that math today. I don't want to do it. So I like that. That is way too much fun. So I'm going to do the top and bottom. Let's add some foam adhesive. Because of course, so I'm going to do 2 millimeter. Make sure I'm adhering it down correctly. That'd be awful. I mean, not awful, but it wouldn't be great. So I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. I just have to see really quick this first one. Oh, don't stick to it, Joy. I'm going to scooch over here and maybe my head won't be in the way. Okay. I'm going to line it up. Okay, that is good. Let's work on our next one. I'll just trim it with these scissors. Oops. Okay. This is going to be so pretty. And then for the die cuts that we did, I want to... Oh, wait, hold on. Got to do the bottom first. And then lay them out. I'm going to do the opposite colors on the background. So on this one, we're going to do the teal flowers. Because I thought, first I was going to do kind of the monochromatic that way. But then I laid it out and I thought, no, that is going to be really gorgeous. Just not going to stick this down. That way I can make sure I've got the right amount of distance. Okay, let's get this bottom one. So much pressure to get it straight. Okay, I feel like I can scooch this one down. Okay, No, you go here. All right, go this next one. And there's this one. And if you're a measurer, this probably is much easier. I am just an eyeballer. So, okay, let me put this one here. And then let's see about this one. Okay. Let me move this one up a little. Just get a little more of this, the even spacing. Same with this one. Oh, come up. All right. Okay. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so fun. The texture and then, you know, the little spaces in between. That is a really good time. All right, let me see. Here we go. So this is going to be our sentiment here. And I'm going to use, nope, that would be, hold on. Which one am I on? That's the wrong one. This is the sentiment for here. Okay. This is why you have to take pictures and lay things out, because half the time you don't remember what the heck you're doing. So I'm going to lay some of these flowers this way. Oh, Dana Joy, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Bon Marie says, I'll have to try this. Beth, that is fun. I think it's fun. I think it turned out great. So I don't want to cover up my sentiment, but I do want to bring in some of these guys over here. All right, so we're going to start. So I moved this sentiment up because I knew I wanted to place these flowers here. So let's get these leaves. Thank you. Create by hand. Thank you. Let's get some of this on here. Okay. Oh, first let's get our sentiment down. Sheesh, Joy. I'm going to do a 1mm foam adhesive on the back. I do want to have a tad bit of dimension. So if you don't want this much dimension, you don't have to pop this up if you don't want. Or if you do, you can go to 1mm. I did 2. 1mm is super low profile, so you could do it that way. Okay, so I want to center this ish. Then here's my one that already has glue. Let me go like that. And then we have this one we're going to put down here at the bottom. I love when you have all of your elements and you're just getting it put together. I think it is so much fun. I'm going to trim this excess guy off here. All right. This flower, because, well, partly, I mean, it's a layered die, so it's going to have dimension. So you don't have to add any more dimension behind it. I'm not going to. And then again, if you don't glue the tips down, it looks like it has even more dimension. I'm going to pop this guy here. This big leaf. Dana Joy, the design of this card is gorgeous. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Dana. Okay. We're going to put another one over here. I love these two colors, the coral and the teal. It's just so gorgeous together. We're going to do another medium up here. And you could, you know, you don't have to just do them all one color. Obviously, you could have different color flowers. I'm going to do this leaf right here. Don't want to coat that sentiment. And then we have our little bud here. I think I'm just going to stick that one up at the top. I think this one needs a little bit of foam adhesive on it because it's kind of going at an angle and so it doesn't want to stick. Let me go here. Oh, yes. Oh, it's so pretty. Open up my card base here. I'm like, did I glue it shut? Oh, it definitely needs some foil or some little sequins. That's the word. I love when we have a friends reunion on a live in the chat. I think that's so fun. Okay, that is really pretty. Let's work on our second one. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. Okay, let me get my photo out. So we're going to do some embossing again, but we're not going to do it on the card panel, and I'm not going to trim this one down. I think I want this to be full. But you have some vellum. I just have a scratch piece. I'm going to use scrapbook.com's polka dots, and I'm going to run this through, and we are going to, and then I'm going to trim it up because I'm going to trim it up first. Hold on. It's wonky. It's a little bit wonky. But having an embossed vellum, it's just so pretty. And I forget about it all the time. Char, oh my goodness. There is crying and crafting. This is so pretty that I could just cry. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. I'm starting with the crying. You guys are so funny. Get this stuff out of the way. Okay, we're going to run this through. Oh, I think I had everything crooked there. Okay. Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's so pretty. Cracked a little bit. I don't care. You're not even going to notice it. Everything is going to be so pretty, you're not even going to care. So, I'm just going to line it up on part of this. So I'm going to trim off, an inch. So we're going to go, I'm going to go 2 1/4, I think. No, I'm going to go 2. Okay. So we're going to place this over. I love that you still get to see the image, but then you have this fun texture right here. But then we have to adhere it down, right? So we will adhere it once I get my images on. Then we can kind of hide it, which will be awesome. All right, I've got some leaves, some stems. Let's see how I did this. We're going to go up here a little bit. And we're going to place this one here. I'm going to go a little higher, I think. This one here. I'll go a little bit more over towards kind of hugging up against that sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to place a tiniest bit of glue right here so this doesn't slide around. Just the tiniest bit. And then we can add more glue once other things are adhered. But that is going to be covered. Slide this over. Okay. And then we're going to pop this up just slightly. So we're going to use the lowest profile of a 1mm on here. You could also run this through that polka dot embossing folder too, and then that would be pretty if you didn't want to have vellum. But why wouldn't you want to have vellum, right? Okay, so I'm going to place that right there. Lovely. I am going to pop these up because they have to go around this frame. Let me get some over here. I don't know why. As soon as something is backwards, I cannot picture it. Create by hand 2366. Thank you. Thank you. Now a little bit of liquid glue. Okay. Let's get this guy. Hugging that sentiment. A little higher. Joy. Okay. Try it again. There. I like that. And this one can kind of be right here. Okay, so let me put my stem first, and then I can put my other flower over it. There we go. Color choices for these cards are one of my favorite color combinations. Mine too, Dana Joy, mine too. I love them. They're so gorgeous. 1mm on these, on this one. Okay. I love how Marisha screams our names in the comments or yells our names. I love it. It's such a crack up to me. Okay. So we're going to tuck that one there. Ooh, it's so pretty. And then we'll just trim that excess off, of course. Okay, kinda. I'm not sure about this big leaf. I might just do, and keep it simple, this little guy right here. Maybe the big guy. I don't know. The big guy's kind of big. You know what I mean? Kind of don't know. I kind of am liking just the little one. And kind of keeping that simple. Stick. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. Now, we can just gently lift this up and add some little dots of liquid glue under where we have those images. And I'm not worried. If your stuff sticks up, don't stress about it. If you don't love it, just take the tiniest little dot of glue, and I like to put it on the white cardstock. You won't even notice it. I'm going to put that in place. I think I'm going to have to get some sequins, you guys, and then we'll be done. I need to adhere this to a card base. Get that going. And then let's grab some gold sequins and put that on. All right, let me trim this off. I don't really want to trim off that flower, so I'm not gonna. Okay, let me just grab some sequins really quick because I didn't plan for that. I'm so sorry. We're gonna bring in gold. Let's bring in our other card. Okay. I love this. Okay, do you guys have a favorite layout on this? I love them both. I love this. I love that this kind of softens the image. And I think that's really pretty. Did I have that behind that? Wait, should we stick this back here? Hold on. I forgot I had this. Should we stick this guy like under there? Let's see. Maybe. Oh, I like that. We're going to stick that. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue. Actually, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Okay. I like that. That's pretty. I knew I had something else going on there. It felt a little empty, but that's because I didn't look at my photo, my reference photo, so I could remember from yesterday to today. That's pretty sad. All right, let's just add a few of these. I'm going to go there. Maybe like that. No, I don't like that. We'll just do one. Catherine, yes, she loves it. Fawn Marie, I love them both too. Create by hand. Gosh, they're both very pretty. Yeah, I think they're both really pretty. All right, I'm going to go this route. I'm not going to overthink. I think I want to put a couple down here though. Just a couple. Yeah, I like that. I like this one. I like the burlap embossing folder on it. Yeah, Gina K inks are pretty awesome. I've just started using them. I didn't realize I had some for forever. Yeah, they blend smoothly. And I know she says she has like a blending agent in her inks that help them just like smooth out so nicely. That's no joke. She really, really does. Okay. Let's go here. I think I'm going to put one over there. Oh, I like that. Marisha, thank you. Love how these turned out. I just love when they turn out better than what you think in your brain. Actually, what I'm happy turned out is the foiling. Okay, let's add just a couple down here. Oh, let go. Alrighty. Then we'll take a look at these and we'll be all done. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this hour and a half. Oh my gosh, they turned out pretty. I love them. Okay, so I love the polka dot embossing folder on this background. I love that it covers up, just softens part of it, but then you still can see the whole background. I love this huge, I mean, it's a big sentiment. The sentiment itself is not big, but it's a big die cut, but I love it. And then having all the flowers tucked around, I think this one turned out really pretty. And this one's so pretty because I love that texture on this full background of stenciling. I think that's a great way to add something extra, is either running it through your embossing folder or stamping it. Like, how pretty is that? And then we just trimmed it out so it would just fit differently. And, you know, we just don't have this solid background image, which I don't think there's any problem with that with the stencil, but it's fun to do something else with it. So I think these turned out really, really pretty. Okay. Let me flip around. You know, I'm going to show it this way too. Oh, it's just so pretty. Isn't it funny how the colors look different too with the different lighting? My downward lighting, I think, is better than my face on lighting. Oh, it's so pretty. Gorgeous. These turned out so fun. I appreciate you guys being with me today. This has really been a lot of fun. Thanks for always chatting with me and joining me. I do this every Friday unless I say I can't. And that would be in like the community posts on YouTube, and that is at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Dana Joy. I appreciate that. Shar. Yeah, they are elegant. They're so pretty. And you know, it's good sentiment. So very sorry for your loss and endlessly grateful for you. I think those are really nice sentiments. Good to kind of have in your stash. If you guys can remember, please thumbs up this video if you guys liked it. If you're new and you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. I would appreciate that. That'd be great. Okay, guys, we are done. I hope you guys are going to have an amazing weekend and an amazing next week. I hope that you get to do something relaxing or fun this weekend, eat something yummy. And I'll be back here next Friday with another video. I'm looking forward to it. I really, again, appreciate all of you guys so much joining me on the lives. It really is a good time. I have so much fun crafting with you guys and chatting with you guys. So thank you so much again. And I will see you guys next Friday. Bye.